Hello, everyone. Welcome back to New York Talk. This is the Scout Report, and it's time to look ahead for the next game this weekend. We host Bolton Wanderers for, I think there's a third date we've had this game on. But anyway, we have Ben from the Trotter Chatter podcast. How are you doing, Ben?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Very, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. Only one place to start, really. I'm not Ian Evatt's biggest fan. Our podcast in general is not Ian Evatt's biggest fan. Talk to me about Ian Evatt because he's been there quite a while now, and we see social media. Sometimes people love him, sometimes people hate him, even from the Bolton side of things. So how are things at the moment at Bolton and with the manager?
Yeah, it's probably quite an understated thing to say people aren't his biggest fan. I think it's probably way more would like him gone than would like him to stay at this point.
Right.
There's been he's been here a while, but basically since he got here, we've crumbled in the bigger games, specifically against Wigan, our biggest rival at the minute. And it's not just that we're losing the games, it's the performances we're putting in those games. It's also not great that I think sometimes he doesn't think before he speaks. So, like recently, he said something which very much sounded like he was saying the fans don't matter.
Okay.
When he recently, he got the backing from the owner saying that we were going to keep him despite everyone wanting him gone, and he said it's good to have the vote from the people who matter. Now, so I get what he means in that they're the ones that make the decision, but it's still a stupid thing to say. Yeah, like he's a polarizing figure. That's the politest way I can put Ian.
Just like Steve Evans. So the likelihood is then that he is here for the foreseeable future. Is it? It's not one of those where the board could have you got a board that might change the mind, or is it kind of just likely to stick with him?
I think they'll stick with him. Personally, I think as a podcast, all of us wanted him gone after we didn't go up last season. Again, the performance on the big occasion was lacking. But no, I think they'll keep him for the season. When he joined, there was talk of a 5-year project to get us back into the Championship, and this is his 5th season. So I think they're very much sticking to that. And yeah, we'll see what happens. It's been his worst season for us. Even in League 2 when we were in the relegation zone at one point, we did go up that season. I don't see us going up this season.
Okay, fair enough. I also heard on another podcast somewhere that he has shares, or is a shareholder in the company that owns the club. Is that right?
So he has B shares in the company, which essentially means he's got shares but doesn't get a vote on anything.
Right. Okay.
But I still think it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway, football stuff. You obviously Maryland missed out on promotion last season. We know how tough this league is with Birmingham and everybody else that's in it. But I assume the aim was still one step further, progress further. I assume that was the pre-season prediction. And I assume the disappointments come from that, where you are kind of missing out a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Like last season, we looked at it as being quite an easy League One, whereas you compare it to this season, and there's so many teams that could conceivably go up. All they need is a good run of games, and they're right in the mix for it. I think we still sort of looked at it as being like, this is, we do want to try and go up this season. We're under no like false pretenses of how difficult it was going to be, but with the players we signed in the summer as well, it did look optimistic until we started playing football. Then it sort of crashed back a little bit, but no, it was definitely still the aim going into the season for promotion, especially after being 90 minutes away last year.
Yeah. When did it kind of click? Was it like the first game of the season where you kind of thought, okay, maybe things aren't as good as last year, or did it take a little bit of time before you kind of see how kind of difficult things are at the minute?
First game we won, but we didn't play the same way we were doing last season.
Okay.
But then end of August, we lost 2-0 at home to Exeter, and it didn't look like we were even trying. It was really bad. And then start of September, Huddersfield did us 4-0 at home. Now they're a good team, but at the time, their fourth goal was doing the rounds on social media because good to see you remember it. Good. It was a joke. It's all come from there, and then obviously losing to Wigan, Stockport beat us 5-0. There's been a lot of disappointing results in there, but I think really that X-1 at the end of August really sort of showed where we're probably at.
Yeah. So I think literally halfway through the season now. So are you? Where's your? Now's the time to kind of readjust all our aims as fans. Is it hope for the playoffs? Is it expect to go on a bit of a run to get the playoffs? Where do you kind of feel for the second half?
It's very much hope for the playoffs. The one thing we've not been able to do this season is put a run of games together. Like we can win 2, and then we'll lose the next 2, and all the progress that we're starting to make just resets itself. I think we'll have to strengthen well in January. It's looking like we're bringing in Joel Randall from Peterborough for about £1 million apparently.
Wow, okay.
And hopefully we've sort of struggled with that position behind the striker. No one's really settled into it this season. So hopefully if we have someone there, potentially kick us on a little bit. But we've also conceded the most out of every team in the top half. So there's work to be done everywhere for me to think that an expectation would be playoffs. So it's very much hopeful. Yeah.
Fair enough. Talk me through some good players who Rotherham fans should be watching out for. If Bolton are going to have a good day Saturday, who are the players that are probably going to have to shine for you guys?
Going forward, Aaron Collins. Since we got him from Bristol Rovers last January, he's been excellent. Like the back end of last season, he was by far and away our most dangerous player. He's our top scorer this season. I think if he has a good game, because he can just get a goal out of nowhere. Like he's willing to take a shot from anywhere. He can score from 30. He can struggle to score from 6 yards, but he can still do it. Then there's who else? Middle of the defense, Ricardo Santos. He's had a tricky season. He was stripped to the captaincy a few months back when things were really going badly. In one of Mr. Evatt's many ways to try and deflect blame from himself. But no, he can be on his day one of the best defenders in the league. It's just a couple of seasons ago, his day was every day. Now it's not quite as much. And then who else? Left back, Sabi Shun. We got him from a team in Hungary. I'm not going to say which one. He looks very dangerous going forward. Willing to put a tackling going back. He's been called up for the Hungary team again, which is nice for him. But I think realistically, if Collins plays well, we're in with a pretty good chance. But that's against any team, not just yourselves.
Yeah, that's fair enough. How would you expect to set up? Are you different at home, away from home to home, or is it just same? Well, the idea is the same all the time.
Plan A every time. There isn't a plan B. It'll be the 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, a couple central midfielders, and then a man in behind the 2 strikers. It's one of the biggest criticisms of the manager is that he doesn't have a plan B. Yeah, like the only time I can think in the past year where he's changed it was when we had a man sent off, and he went to as close to a 4-3-3 as you can with 10 men. And we ended up scoring 2 goals and getting back in the game. So it'd be nice if he changed to that occasionally, but no, it'll be the 5 in defence for the entire game.
Okay. He's a very modern manager, like reminds me of Russ Martin, where my way is the way, and then if plan A don't work, we'll just try plan A again and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly that. Occasionally, he might change the wing backs. He might swap sides. That's his radical new thing.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's talk about how you. Let's go for a prediction. How do you think the game will play out, and what do you think the score will be at the end as well?
I think it'll be a tricky game. I think it'll be a close game. It's not at the start of the season. Seeing Rotherham away is not one you're looking forward to, and even though you've not had the season you were hoping for, still not a game I'm looking forward to. Not just through our inconsistencies. It feels like it'll be a tough game. I think we'll see a. I think it'll be goals. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw.
Excitement for everybody. I like it.
Yeah.
We'll take that. We'll take points. Continue our unbeaten. Take that. Thank you very much, Ben. We will pop all the links for Trotter Chatter podcast in our show notes as well, so everybody make sure to check that. When will your next show be out, just so people can check that if they want to, Ben?
It should be out Thursday evening, I believe.
Perfect. So we can check that out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ben. We appreciate it very much. Thank you, everybody who has watched. Make sure you have subscribed on YouTube and give us the video a thumbs up as well. I'll get my words right eventually, but it's been many years and that hasn't happened yet. We'll get there eventually. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. And as always, up the Millers.